In parts 1 and 2 of this presentation, we talked about biases in self and in sources. Most sources contain bias, and they may show or hide their bias through omission, framing, false balance, and persuasive use of language or images. The easiest way to make your side seem more correct is to simply not report the other side. Be aware that a source may be leaving out important information that will give you a fuller picture of the whole situation. Don't just put all your faith in one source. To find out what's being omitted from one article, you have to read other articles. Also, look at how information is framed. Framing is a way of describing how some people share information in a way that limits the discussion to only the angles they want to talk about. Framing lets a source highlight one aspect of a situation while delegitimizing or ignoring entirely other valid concerns. For instance, someone who denies global warming by complaining about government overreach instead of discussing the science itself, or someone who editorializes about sexual assault by focusing on the culture of drinking on college campuses instead of talking about the actual crime itself. False balance is another way that people hide their biases. It's when they take a tone of neutrality or they pretend to be neutral by presenting two sides of a controversy with equal validity, even when one side is clearly on more solid ground than the other. For instance, giving the 3% of the climate change deniers as much credence as the 97% of the climate scientists who are actively publishing in the field. The way people use language will often tip you off to their bias. When people try to persuade you, they will use negative or positive language, throw in insults or dismissals, or use language meant to stoke your emotions, especially outrage. If you see a headline that seems like it was written just to confirm that you were so right to hate someone or something, well, chances are it was written just for that reason, not to inform you, just to get your ad revenue. Images may not lie, but they can be used deceptively. There are just as many flattering as unflattering photos of any given politician or celebrity. Be sure you are not letting a source taint your feelings by using one image instead of another. Also, note color choice, graphics, and symbols that the source might use. Anyway, those are some of the tricks that people use to persuade you without you necessarily being aware of it.